Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 21 of the Purple Hyacinth Tricky Teamwork. And today we have Firedancer and Fwoot, who are waiting.
Hello.
Okay, and Firedancer is going to start us off.
All right, so this episode is called Tricky Teamwork, and here we go. And we start off by Lauren whispering to Kieran, wait for me in that corridor. It leads to the storerooms and back. I'll lure Anslow there so you can knock him out without being seen. He whispers back, saying,
Yeah, can we take a moment to appreciate their proximity of her lips to his ear?
Yes,
oh my god,
I love it.
Do you not feel the warm breath tickling your ear?
Do you not feel the proximity that they have? It is A+.
This reminds me of my dream in which I hugged Kieran and felt
yes.
his warm body.
My god.
Oh
I cannot
goodness,
believe
yes.
you guys.
You know what, Fwoot?
Sorry. He was this close to me, just like we see before us. I'm sorry, I can't help but be reminded.
As I did to ask, did he smell like anything?
No, I don't have a very smell is not an important sense to me. I don't notice, although the truth is I did just put a reed diffuser in my room because I do want it to smell nice, but I don't sense like smell. Smells like this doesn't come up with me. So no, I only felt him and heard him and saw him. No, not here. I don't actually hear anything in my dreams either. I it's kind of like when I read comics. I don't know if you guys hear voices, but I don't. I just kind of like know what they say. So in dreams also, I don't hear any sounds. It's just like knowledge of what's being said.
Interesting.
In my head, I'd say like the characters sound like myself if I was like really good at voice acting, which I'm not.
No, because I think the characters in my head, they sound like I'll associate voices with them from like things I've seen from like TV shows or movies, certain actors, their voices, or if sometimes I mix them together. Like for example, Kieran's voice in my head, I hear him as Will Turner from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh,
And
yes.
and Captain Hook from Once Upon a Time. It's a mix of those two, and it is
Fire.
Yes.
Fire. Eugene from Tangled.
Yeah,
ooh,
he's awesome.
That'd be interesting. Yes, I feel like he has his like snarky personality. Like, oh, that'd be yeah. I like that. All right, so hold on.
I thought we discussed exactly one panel.
One panel. All right, so the second panel we have here is Kieran whispers back to her, get yourself a Cabernet Sauvignon first. I'm so sorry for that pronunciation, but he'll like that. And then she just gives him a skeptical look, just like, the heck? And he winks to her and says, my stalking skills come in handy sometimes. And can we just take a second to appreciate this man's eyes? They look so blue. Gosh. They look so blue, and it's gorgeous.
I totally agree, Fire. My mom made a big deal out of blue eyes. I think she kind of is in love with my dad's blue eyes. So my father's whole family has like these giant blue eyes, and like half of the siblings inherited it, including me. And she's always, since I was a little kid, she's like, oh, blue eyes are so gorgeous, they're so gorgeous. And she always says that's one of the things she really liked about my dad. So anyway, I grew up also loving blue eyes. I've totally like been influenced by my mom. My husband has blue eyes, and I like Kira's blue eyes too. Yeah, I cannot lie. Sorry, Fwoot, you're gonna have to put up with 2 simps today.
I'm sorry in advance to everyone who's not a simp.
On Wednesday, I will have to deal with 3, and I'm not sure if I'm looking forward to that.
No, you'll have to deal with us simping for the tango episode. Good luck.
Wednesday you get to drown us all in ink, so you'll be very happy.
Oh yes, true.
I'm sure it'll be lots of horrible things to talk about.
I'll prepare some stuff just for you guys.
Fantastic. All right, and then the next panel is just her walking away and laughing. So we move on.
I think she's putting on like a very confident air. Besides for like, you know, her reaction to Kieran, she's already getting into the seduce Anslow mode. You know, so she has to attract attention.
Yeah, she is definitely succeeding in that department. So, and then after the intro, it cuts to her sitting down at a bar drinking what I would assume to be the Cabernet. And she looks across and she sees her target, Mr. Anslow. And we see he looks back at her. And then she does puts her hair behind her ear, puts on a fake blush, and
How did you manage that? That's some skills.
no, like
How do you fake a
dang.
blush?
I had
He's
no
girl
tried.
bossing it.
Mhm. God dang. And then he raises his eyebrow at her, just trying to be seductive.
He looks pretty cute with his freckles, I have to say. I think freckles are cute.
Yeah, I'll admit the freckles make him have more of an endearing face. And then,
but freckles, I guess, are associated with children, so they always look innocent, you know.
Yeah,
that's why I think he's a 6th grader who dresses like a highlighter. But he has that energy in my mind, like, and I'm probably going to say this in the episode 20 podcast, but Anslow is that kid in 6th grade who dresses like a highlighter, like just neon clothing all around.
Highlighter.
You know what? I can see it. It's like in my head, this guy, I think it's the mustache. I don't know why, but I associate him with like French. I think he's French in my head. I think it's the mustache. I don't know. But yes, I just pictured him with like a French accent with the freckles and everything, and it's like, it's decent.
Hello, Lauren. Can I sit next to you?
Oh my god.
Can I share your Cabernet Sauvignon?
I will admit your pensive golden eyes.
Oh. If you need me, I will be passing away.
The blue eyes? Oh my god.
I choose death.
What about, oh lady, can you introduce me to your friend with the dazzling blue eyes? How about that?
Oh my god. I just love what he wants, Kieran. Like, imagine if someone goes up to seduce Anslow and he's like, sorry, miss, but that man you were with earlier.
Can you introduce me to him? Oh.
Elegant, long, silky hair. In that man bun. Like,
the physique of this man.
No.
Oh my goodness. And then, yes. After the eyebrow raise, you can just see her smirking while drinking her glass. And just her lipstick is on point, by the way. And
target achieved.
She gets up, walks over, sits down, and says, I'm picturing in a very sultry voice, "Hey there, handsome. You look lonely tonight."
Cheesy pickup lines all the way.
Oh yeah.
You can do better than him.
So much better. She was doing better than
Exactly. Did he not see who she was with? Does he not know he has no chance?
I'm like, buddy, I'm sorry, but you're a -7 compared to this. I'm so sorry.
I think he's pretty okay looking. I mean, like I've said this multiple times. I think everyone in the podcast, that too, everyone in the webtoons is good looking, except for the butler. But you know, since we all like to pretend that he's gorgeous. But anyway,
I'm not pretending.
Okay.
I'm sorry. He is gorgeous. How dare you?
Sure. Y'all are really capable of colluding together on this massive fraud.
Fraud? What are you
I am insulted about this. Slander. I am.
Butler has done nothing to deserve this.
The butler is a fabulous man who deserves everything in life.
Better than Lady A, that's for sure.
All right, so here we go. After the cheesiest pickup line in the century, she puts his hand on his arm and then says, "I've been sneaking peeks at you and I noticed that you can't keep your eyes off me."
Laying it on so strong.
Honestly, how the amount of confidence this takes, I envy this. My goodness.
I feel like
tried this. Have any of you ever tried doing things like this?
No.
I feel like Lauren should get legal compensation for doing this. Like, she needs she should get monetary compensation for having to put herself through this.
Honestly, like I give Lauren a pay raise, man. She deserves it.
Full volunteer, by the way. She ain't getting paid at all.
Like you
Damn.
just got demoted.
That is so unfortunate. Oh my god. All right. And then after that, he puts his hand on hers and says, insert French accent here. I must admit, your pensive, pretty eyes captured mine. Insert Lauren internally screaming here.
And the rest of the audience as well.
Oh, yeah.
Completely hiding it. And another fake blush.
Fake blush, fake smile. And then she proceeds to say, well, you never know the dangers beauty hides.
Accurate.
He then says, I like danger. Maybe you should show me some more.
Oh.
Oh god.
I think the reason it comes off so cringy is because I think he genuinely thinks this is good pickup lines.
Okay, let's admit it, y'all. If Kieran was saying this stuff, y'all would be heads over heels for it.
But he would still be saying it sarcastically, though.
Yes, he would be saying it ironically. And that's what
Right.
would make it good.
True, but still, like.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Whatever Kieran says, we simp for. But by the way,
I have y'all all figured out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure though he is responding in kind to Lauren's like the way she started off. So she got the ball rolling in this path. So he just picked it up.
Yeah.
Very fair, yeah. She then, oh my god.
The whole episode is just cringe after cringe.
Oh my god, watching Fire internally die is hilarious.
Yeah, if anyone's listening to this, you might want to watch it just to see our expressions.
Because I can tell you our expressions are gold star. They're great. I've seen Mindy die inside about 20 times now. All right.
I didn't even read the line yet.
I haven't even read it yet. God, I hate this.
Say it anyway.
She then looks at him through like batted eyelashes and said, bold, I like it. I was like, oh.
I think I threw up a little bit in my mouth, like.
Gosh.
Oh, I think my soul is gone. My soul has left. Oh my god.
I think Fire ascended.
No, I've descended into the pits of hell.
He was like really said no thanks and like just yeeted from life.
Please. All right. She then takes his hand or someone takes their hand. Yeah, I think it was Lauren. He says, but I've got to meet someone soon. And she says, don't worry, I'll be quick.
Oh boy. Okay, well, Fwoot, it's your turn to, share cringy lines with us.
Oh boy. Let's do this.
Continue the train.
So Lauren says, oh, you're so funny. He leaves him, back to
that's like typical male flattery. Like apparently men like to think they're funny. So she's just going for like the most blasé, stereotypical compliments.
And it's working like a charm. Oh my god.
This man has the brain cell. He has like the brain cell of a rock. That is Anslow.
It's like the oldest trick in the book. Like use a pretty woman to distract him. I mean, like he has no guard up.
None.
He's like,
oh my god.
He's like a himbo who doesn't drink respect women juice.
You're completely right. Oh my god. Like
what's a himbo again? Man who's generally stupid but tries hard to be a respectful man. Okay.
Yes. So he's just stupid.
Oh my god. Anzo's like, I'm a nice guy, but why don't the girls ever go for me? Like they always go for the bad boy. But when the bad boy leaves them, I'm always by their side and they never notice me. That is Anslow.
Dude, I feel like Anslow is also the guy that will go on dates with women and think he's so smooth. But then the only reason the women are with him is because like he's throwing money around and they're just like, I mean free dinner. So like, oh God,
Poor dude.
Okay, so
poor guy.
Lauren's like, you're so funny. And she's leading him back down like a corridor, likely to a private room. And he says, "You're so strong." And she's just giggling this entire time. Like,
Like
and
at that sign, when the fact that she's like pulling him along with strength, like he should start getting suspicious.
Honestly.
But he's just too flattered.
But like a dummy, he does not.
And Lauren says, "Oh, what a fool I am. I forgot my purse at the bar. And wait for me here." And she leaves him by the door. And Anslow's just like, "Girl, seriously."
No, I love the stick figure that he's just like
Bruh. He was like, in his mind, he was probably like, I was so close.
Well,
Hi,
he thinks she's
Meg.
coming back.
Hi, Meg.
Hi. Hi.
We were just cringing over all the cheesy lines and how poor Anslow thinks he's succeeding with this pretty lady.
Oh,
Yes. He thinks he has such a game. It's adorable.
So as Lauren's like walking back down the corridor, her heels are clacking. There's a bang behind her. She turns over, looking way more serious now and not as drunk. And it's Kieran, and he's holding an unconscious Anslow. And I actually adore this panel of him.
I
do
love
too.
it.
He looks so smug. And he's just smirking at her. Oh, I love.
Fwoot, are you simping for Kieran right now?
Mindy, I do not simp for men.
Just asking.
It's fine, but I
I
think we can.
appreciate art, but I do not simp for it.
No. I think we can all agree this panel is immaculate. It is. Yes.
It's great.
Mhm.
Poor Anslow.
Men
Poor
don't
guy.
deserve
More
my
sense.
Okay.
men don't
Never-
deserve my simpery.
I don't know if someone's already commented it, but Lauren's hair in this episode.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so good.
I just-
Outfit.
Oh, the outfit. I
The
love.
bodice.
I absolutely love like in the
Lipstick.
panel above like Kieran smirking like this. Like I love the black bob with like the gold headband and like it reflects her golden eyes and the headband. It just looks so good along with the dark lip. It is immaculate and she is serving all types of looks.
She also has
Okay.
eyeshadow. She has like red eyeshadow.
Mm.
Again,
ever
PH
did do,
character.
Lauren again, I would want this dress totally and do this chapter. I would totally do it.
Oh yes.
Again, the PH characters should all leave their jobs and become supermodels.
Honestly, they would make so much more money.
And Lauren puts her hand up to her temples and she's like, "Ugh, finally. One more second and I would have puked his Cabernet Sauvignon, I don't know how to say that, on him.
Sauvignon.
Sauvignon. Whack. Okay." So we got a scene change and it's a dark closet. We could see that there's two people standing and there's someone tied to a chair.
I wonder who it is. Who could it possibly
Yeah,
be?
I wonder who. It's probably the leader, you know. Anyway, so someone put ammonium carbonate under Anslow's mouth and Anslow, or under his nose, and Anslow has like, he's tied up. He has bandages over his eyes, what seem to be, or blindfold, so he can't see. And someone says ammonium carbonate, this will wake him up, and we see like, you know, a little jar thing with ammonium carbonate. And then Anslow shakes awake and he's like, what's going on? Where am I? Help. And he looks very worried. And we see this beautiful panel of Lauren with a knife to his throat.
I just want to say,
Girl bossing it.
I think I figured out just one thing. Anslow's eyebrows, they are iconic. They are icons. Like throughout this entire chapter, it's just such expression, such yes.
How we come up with alternate careers for some people. I think he could go into theater, you know?
He could, yes. Yes,
Oh,
you'd be
wait.
very good at good expressions.
Sorry,
Extremely
it's not
Got the ego for it.
Lauren.
Mhm.
Sorry, it's not Lauren with the knife to his throat. She's holding his shoulders so he doesn't move, and it's Kieran with the knife to his throat. My bad.
It's funny because the position that she's in, at first it looks like she's taking care of him, you know, like, oh, here, like you're nestled on my shoulder,
Yeah.
but no, she isn't.
Mm-mm.
So Kieran says, "Don't worry, we won't take much of your time. We're actually in quite a hurry. So if you have any desire to live, I would advise you to keep your voice very, very low." So then Kieran continues, and he has again the knife to his throat. His face is covered, and we notice that Lauren isn't talking. Kieran says, "What is your role in the phantom-sized weapons operations? What do you know about the seventh apostle?" Wait, when do we switch again? I don't remember.
A little bit later, but I was
Okay.
thinking maybe since Ben came on, we can switch a little earlier so we can like do the next part in half.
Okay.
Or you could just do the rest, or you would just take over where I was going to take over Megan. You just do it.
I did have a comment on this one. If their plan is to like signal or whatever when he's telling a lie, why would he ask consecutive questions?
True. That is
Right?
that is a
Oh
Oh
very
my god,
question.
yeah. They
Oh my
have
God.
0 brain cells between the both of them.
They did not think this through at all. Like, oh my
No.
God.
So that's
I
actually
hate saying this, but Anslow might be smarter than they.
In this particular one, yeah.
That is extremely
great point.
sad. That is a very good point.
so I'm a teaching assistant at school, and this one of the things the students have to do is they have to do research and ask questions and do surveys. And besides for like in psychology, you learn about how to construct surveys. And one of the common mistakes, the students, they by mistake ask 2 questions in one question. And then, you know, obviously like they don't know which answer they're getting. So anyways, it's something that I'm trained to look at, like as I read their papers, I'm like, 2 questions. You know?
No. Rookie mistake on their part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Anslow says, "How do you know?" And Kieran says, "The quicker you answer the questions, the longer you'll avoid getting your throat slit." So then Anslow says, "I'm only a pawn in the operation. I don't know anything except that it's happening, and both of those are lies." Kieran glances up, and Lauren has her arms like in an X, signaling that, oh, lie.
It coordinate enough, at least,
Mhm.
to be like verifying with each other.
They did try, yes.
So
Step
Kieran
up, people.
says, he sighs and he's like, "Why is it everyone's first reflex to lie, even when they have a knife to their throat? Perhaps I should use a more convincing method, like removing a finger or two." And he stabs the knife in between Anslow's ring and not middle, and pinky finger. And Lauren does not take very kindly to this, and she shows a little bit of frustration towards him.
I mean, listen, he didn't stab him. He just threatened him. It's fine.
Fire.
He threatened what was his McTrevor's
Yeah.
son. I
Yeah,
mean, kid.
exactly.
Honestly, Kieran
I know,
did
but
not do that.
fire. That is some bare minimum energy you got right there. Like,
Nah. Listen,
the
listen.
bare minimum.
It's the way I phrased it. But like, listen, I don't know what she's mad about. He's just doing what they did before. Okay.
Well, at
Gotta
this point,
smile
she still doesn't
afterwards.
trust him. Like she doesn't trust him to not do something violent, like right in front of her. I think. So
I
I,
mean,
think
fair.
we're still teetering on the edge of like, all right, I'm working with you, but I still kind of like.
You're still sketch.
Yeah.
Lauren's down to let Kieran commit murder, but she doesn't want to be there to witness it.
Yeah. Oh, it's
The gray.
it's the hypocrisy for me.
Oh, oh. I mean,
Mm.
no lies. So Anslow says, You're the ones who got McTrevor. And Kieran's like, "Word gets around fast. Are you going to be as fun to torture as your friend?" And Anslow kind of starts backpedaling. He's like, "Don't hurt me. I'll cooperate. I swear. I don't know who the seventh apostle is. Not a lie. I don't think anybody does except the leader," which is a lie. So people besides the leader know who the seventh is. And
By the way, I think it's time to switch
okay.
now.
Yep.
Meg, do you want to take over?
Oh, me?
Mhm.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you can just do till the end. I'll skip after this
and
one.
Do to the end.
If you want to.
Okay. I guess when I read through this the second time around, or fifth or sixth, or how many times I've read it, I don't think anybody does accept the leader as far as the seventh apostle goes. I honestly kind of forgot about that lie. And like, I remember originally thinking like, okay, so somebody knows who the seventh is. And I remember thinking, because we didn't know much about the cast. I mean, at this point, we didn't even know, so many other things that have happened yet. Spoilers in this series. So I remember thinking at that point, my only option for suspicions was Uncle Tristan at that point.
Oh, yeah. Man, I remember when everyone suspected his ass for everything.
Right.
Ayo, I will not take Tristan slander in this household.
Like, oh my goodness, I love Tristan. Like, I am more suspect of the other father figure instead of Tristan nowadays. Like, Tristan, I believe, is like almost clear. Almost.
Yeah, Tristan's just vibing, honestly.
He's just trying his best.
My dude is just existing.
Until we're stabbed in the back and he's like the baddest of the bad.
Mindy, what is happening to you?
Mindy, I will accept Kieran betrayal theories, but I will not accept Tristan betrayal theories. This is slander. Slander.
Whoa, listen. Kieran already betrayed her. Why are you asking for another one? You know who hasn't betrayed her yet? Tristan, Mart, Dakin, all of the others.
I will block you. Fire, I will block you on all accounts.
Fwoot,
you could have betrayed her. I would know about it.
Fwoot, do I need to repeat the spy master slander?
Excuse me, that was not Tristan.
Who was the spy master that wasn't? Well, we're totally so far ahead. By the way, episode 21.
Oh my goodness.
This slander. I'm being bullied right now.
Oh, not like you were bullying us earlier for something.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
We see how it is.
I was making a logical and rational observation.
Disrespecting our feelings.
Oh yes, the logical
legitimizing how we feel.
The logical explanation of "kill me, please." I see.
Back to he says, "Don't hurt me. I'll cooperate. I swear. I don't know who the seventh apostle is. I don't think anybody does except the leader." And then Lauren's like, "Okay, that was a lie." And Kieran's just like, does not look. "And what's the operation for?" And Lauren's like, "Dude,
I need 2 brain cells."
And Kieran just keeps going, completely forgets that he has a partner at this point. "Some sort of rebellion, right? Your leader seems quite bold for ordering such a thing." And then he goes, "I joined the Phantom Scythe because it gave me an opportunity to make easy money and gain reconnaissance as a merchant. But the revolution is long overdue." And this whole time, Lauren's just like, look.
Yeah, I just want to point out, this is I believe, at least the second time that someone has mentioned a long overdue revolution. So, I don't know. That's one thing I always like to see.
And it seems like there's, the dual motivations. He's like, yeah, I want to make money, but he also believes that revolution is justified or is necessary.
Yeah.
Well, what's the biggest money-making thing for merchants? It's war. War profiteering is huge. So that makes, for me, that's where the biggest thing, like if there's a war, who's going to make the most money off of that? Well, the people that are already set up to profit off of that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my logic.
That's true. And wait, is Anslow? So wait, Anslow's a merchant, right? And he's
yes.
And there's bringing in weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna. I may not know much about war, but I did watch The Last Jedi. So
Fwoot.
It gives you so much experience.
I know, right? Like, so yeah, Anslow would get hella rich off this because if he's selling weapons to a war, he's gonna make a lot more money than he usually would.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. Also, I just want to say one thing. If Kieran stopped listening to Lauren, like, first off, -7 brain cells, but I would like, why didn't she just like go around and just like tap him? Just like,
Yes,
dude, listen to me.
like just smack him. I would have liked to see that.
Yeah. No,
Oh, yes. That would
Or
I
be
like-
great.
told you, 0 brain cells.
honestly, I'm like, bruh, at least stomp on his foot or something. Just like, bruh. Oh my
See,
God.
both of them, 0 brain cells, they're meant for each other.
yes.
Kieran doesn't even need to be
You can turn
ignoring
anything into a
Lauren.
simp if you try hard enough.
Well, Kieran doesn't even need to be ignoring Lauren to get his foot stomped on. I would gladly stomp on it for him anytime just to see him in pain.
What? That wasn't what you were
You have
saying
a
last
problem.
podcast.
Ugh. You have a
Oh
problem.
my god.
I remember when I first joined the Discord and I was like reading through conversation. I'm like, who is this person who hates Kieran? What are you doing here?
Kieran
ironic-
slander 2021.
The ironic thing
y'all,
is he's also my son.
but
like,
yeah,
my
everyone,
Discord-
whenever you get to it, whether you fast pass or you don't fast pass, just listen to episode 94 because Fwoot changes her tone in episode
Oh,
94. Just
Fwoot.
saying,
Mindy, stop
Whoa.
stitching on me.
for
Whoa.
posterity.
Not you changing your tone on Kieran 94 episodes in. I am the hypocrisy. It's the hypocrisy for me for
That was a rough episode for me.
I will not take this slander.
no, listen, you've been
Is
slandering.
it slander? Is it if it's the truth?
Yes. thank you.
Yeah, me hating Kieran is the truth. I am right. and
But then what was
justified.
this tone change I've been hearing about?
Look, if you hit me
No.
with some sad stuff, I will be sad. Doesn't mean I still don't hate the person.
Uh-huh. uh-huh.
Da-da-da.
Hey,
I can do book and chapter and verse. I'll go find that moment.
hate is a very strong word, Food. I do not
Mm.
approve.
We should move away from fast content though.
Oh yeah, true. I'm gonna just say it's
All
the
right,
hypocrisy.
This whole time, Anslow keeps talking. It should have started at Allendale train station. Strike when the royal family is most vulnerable. The death of King Edward was the perfect chance to overthrow the whole system. It's about time the leaders made a move. It's been years. He's monologuing this whole time, and Kieran never looks up.
Nothing.
And finally, Lauren slams her heel down, and then he looks up, and Lauren's just like,
I need you to stop, man.
I can't even tell which statement was not true anymore.
yeah,
because
and then
it
it
was
was
like,
oh,
killing her.
got it. And then the rebellion isn't happening at all. He completely misreads it. What about telling me the true purpose of these machinations?
Machinations. Yeah.
Chop, chop. I don't have time for your hateful little speeches. And he's like, but
But that was the truth.
now Lauren just rapid firing, tapping her heel. And she's like, no, that part was true. And then he
Oh God.
does a-
You lied about the
although their sign language is impressive. Like if they're communicating like this, I want to know that sign language that is like this.
Mhm.
They're not communicating. What is this? They're not.
No, they're talking, but no
Yeah.
communication is happening.
See, this is the first problem in their relationship. Communication is key.
Yes, communication is key, and they have absolutely nothing.
Stop yelling. He's
If
like, what the hell are
communication
you?
is key. If communication is key, then Locky, they have a lock. Well, no key.
Oh,
Oh gosh.
oh
Okay,
no.
I thought I was the one with the dog jokes. Food just
You fool. You utter buffoon.
stop yelling, he says. Although, like, they're not like she can't be yelling, literally yelling. Like, how can you yell with sign language?
Like, is she just in the car? She's like,
I don't like. Is she? Are they whispering? Like whisper screaming or something?
I'm just like, what is happening here? Like, oh my god, I was so confused on this. But is she talking or is she just like sign language or both? I don't know.
And
I
they're
have
like
no
lip read because they're covered with masks.
Yeah.
I feel like about now I should be expecting a David Attenborough like narration where he's like, and you are watching like the natural process of two human beings collectively losing so many brain cells that their count is now negative.
Here you see two humans having the ability ceasing to function. And it is, yes, I want that. I want a narrative. Mm-hmm. I want that to be a thing.
They continue to flow back and forth over Anslow, and she's just, behind the chair. He's in front of the chair waving. She's like, "You don't need to sign. He lied about the apostle's identity." And he's like, "You could have said that from the beginning." And she's like, "I did. Not my fault. You're blind."
Oh my god.
And so and then they have this beautiful visual of them doing this around Anslow, and it's just like whoosh, whoosh all around him. Like,
Okay, I'm totally choosing this as the cover for this episode.
Yes, do it. Dude, no, I saw this comment once in the comments of this episode, and they were just like, I feel like Anslow is just thinking this entire time, damn, it sure is windy here.
I saw that comment. It's like, and Lauren's just like, we need a better system for next time.
Hey.
So she finally gets a brain cell in her head, and she grabs a notebook and she scratches, words down instead of doing the signing. So Kieran finally turns back to Anslow and he says, "So you say you doubt anyone's met the apostle, but I'm very sure you already know someone who did." So now they're on the same track again. Anslow is probably so confused at this point. And at this point, while they're having this conversation, the police are now, on their way. So time is running out. And Anslow goes, "Seven knows better than to leave paper trails behind. He must have sent his personal messenger, right?" And in the background, Lauren's just flipping through his notebook and taking a look at notes. And she pulls out this particular one, and it's a picture. And she looks at it, and all of a sudden her eyes get really big, but we don't know what the picture is yet. And she just looks at it and she stares and she's shaking, and just, it's kind of like the way the art is, you just know that her heart dropped down into her stomach. She looks absolutely just blown away. And now we know that Herman has arrived, and he goes, "I want at least 2 officers posted at every single exit of this building. We won't let Loon slip through our fingers this time." He is more worried about Loon than Anslow.
Yep. Yes. I love Herman's priorities. I love them so much. They're great.
Oh, and that's the end of the episode. We end on Herman being an idiot. So par for the course.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to support Herman, but that was pretty bad.
No.
Honestly, I think Herman's also, he might be concerned about how someone was able to infiltrate the police.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that might be a topic of concern on his mind. And also, it's kind of obvious that in Loon, there's someone working in the police and someone working with the Phantom Scythe. And the person working in the police might be giving stuff to the person in the Phantom Scythe. And so it is beneficial for Herman to figure out who the hell is leaking stuff, what he assumes is leaking stuff to the Phantom Scythe.
I mean, that's fair. But also at the same time, like, he also has the mentality of just bite the hand that feeds you. He is literally trying to bite their hand off. And I'm like, what? They have done more for you than you have done in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, they've done more for you than you have in a whole decade in like 2 weeks. You have negative 20 brain cells, and I am tired of it.
We've had this discussion before about Herman. Like, the biggest problem with Loon is it's a power dynamic thing. The power isn't in his hands anymore when Loon is involved. It's out of his hands, and he's being shown up about it. It's a pride thing. True. So, I mean, I know there's a lot of Batman parallels between this story and, I don't know, whoever out there who reads the comics or whatever. And like, of course, the police are always trying to, outside of, Gordon wants to nail down Batman just because he's outside the law and all that. But everybody in Gotham pretty much accepts that Batman is collectively, most everybody's like, yeah, he's a good guy. And it's kind of the same logic here, I feel like, where it's not in his control anymore. So he can't handle it.
Mm.
But I kind of get the concern about it because, like, especially if you've read, like, or not read, but if you watch like the last Falcon and the Winter Soldier show, like, I don't know if you guys have watched that, but
yeah,
that's kind of what's been on my mind lately. It kind of makes sense why seemingly superpowered people, because like these Loon is kind of, they're more powerful than the police. Why there's a concern in law enforcement and people in power for people who work outside of the law. And while yes, the people in power in Nautilus are kind of like not angels to say, I do understand the concern of like how dangerous it can become when you have powered people working outside of the law and when the law does not affect them.
No, that's fair, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's definitely the law should obviously be applied to everybody. So I don't think Herman's not in the wrong for wanting to arrest Loon, I don't think. I just think his priorities are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like arresting Loon, I feel like keeping them out in the open for now is more beneficial to him than trying to arrest them at this time. Like, if you want to arrest them, but put it on the back burner until you can get enough out of them.
Right. And here's where I think his personality is blinding him, because he seems like very rigid. And some people are capable of bending the rules for a good purpose, but he can't. He's a rule person and he just can't see beyond the black and white of the letter of the law.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is probably why he's so hard on Lauren.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, true.
Like from his perspective, from what we now know after what happened, I would be very sus of her too. So I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, it's because like after what we know of what happened, I 100% like, she should have been demoted for that, because that was meh. But at the same time, later on, what happens and what he suspects her of, it is uncalled for. It like the amount of hatred that he has, that he would go that far. I'm sorry, I draw the line there.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. For me, it feels like there's something more there than we've seen. I've said before in earlier episodes where it just, Kim pointedly points out, he's like, she's really targeting you. That's weird. And, Kim, master of deduction in this series, which I really think she is. She's the master of deduction, not Lauren. She doesn't have any superpowers that we know of, and she has the brain.
She has the brain cell, even if she doesn't act like it.
Yes. So to her making the observation, like, this is weird, this isn't normal, I feel just because of that there's something more there.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because it's not
just like we're spending a lot of time analyzing a character that pretty much nobody likes. So it's impressive. I think it's, again, great writing on Sophie F's part to portray such a really realistic character, with multifaceted, something we can really ponder and analyze. So it's good work.
And do you forget? I like Herman.
You like what?
I don't agree with what he does.
I
Agree with what he does all the time, but I like him. It could be worse.
I question your saying.
It could be worse.
How could it be worse?
Kieran simp.
Okay, listen. Yes, but actually, no, you could be a Kieran stan. Okay, but like, Herman, really?
Fire,
I Herman, but I won't say I like him.
Herman, please, no.
Fire, it's because of this one theory I have that I can't say here.
Oh my god.
It's all connected to
So something that you don't even know is fact?
But if it was true.
It's
a big if.
Fwoot, I'm trying to root for you here, but this is no.
Fire, I want to support you too, but then you turn around and simp for Kieran, and that just breaks my heart,
Right,
and then you turn around and say you hate Kieran, but you like Herman, and no wonder you
for him.
No, Fwoot, no wonder you like Herman. Your priorities are exactly the same as his, in the wrong place.
Oh gosh.
Keep going. Don't keep going. Keep roasting.
I could just bring up at this point that there is a character who has not showed up yet and who will not show up for a long time, for whom Fwoot is the biggest simp I have ever seen. Very little reason other than like one panel. Who was a simp when there was one panel?
I have supported them. I have supported them since November. It is now April. it has been like
You are constant
happy.
in your love.
Yes.
I hate how you
Playtime.
guys all like immediately realize or recognize that.
Yeah, we know that for a long time.
We been knew who you simp for. Okay.
I feel this is cyberbullying.
Well,
I feel
I-
like you guys
recorded.
right now, like fire is the meme that's like I've never wanted to cyberbully so bad.
yes, that was me when you said you liked Herman. That this is a fact.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-mm.
Oh, maybe we should end this cyberbullying.
Probably.
It is not.
It's not cyber.
No, I'm just saying maybe we should
This
end
is
the
payback
episode.
for last week. I was like over here crying, and she's like, "Pain, pain, Meg, think of pain," and I was just
True.
like,
True.
Okay.
Oh, now you're getting me anxious for tonight's episode again.
Oh,
I
no.
know. Can't wait. We've got how many more minutes? Like 30 minutes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, we got half an hour.
Oh my god,
goodness.
fire. You would have loved to like been there in the recording with us, but like last week when we were doing the podcast for 94, I was just giving, or Mindy and I, like we teamed up and we just were
Okay,
giving
we're going
Mindy
into
Oh,
way
no.
too deep territory.
I'm
There's
gonna
not
stop the
much-
recording. So
Okay.
say bye for a sec.